You were right about that. Perfect opportunity. He had his chance right there.
Well, damn.
Yeah. He had his chance. What's going on, PC fam? Welcome to another episode of Chill with Chill. It's Wednesday, November 15th, where we are. Chilltown, what's the word? What's going on? I missed the panel, but it was a good episode, man. What's up?
We got fireworks, man. We got some great basketball and we got some tempers flaring. We got some dudes. We got dudes standing up for themselves. We got dudes being able to change the narrative on themselves, and they don't. Right? We got dudes still being themselves. We got some great basketball going on. I want to make sure that I mention that part. We got some great basketball going on, Big Ox, right? So we got that going on. We got a lot going on, man. We got a lot going on.
Yeah. You know what? Let's kick this off with the super chat before we even get into that, because Pimp named Slickback made sure to get in here early. Get this super chat in here. So Chill, what's your thoughts on Nets coach Jacques Vaughn? I think with the injuries, he's done well elevating the roster so far. Also, I'm with you on Haliburton. I see MVP top 5 in his future.
Absolutely. I think that what Jacques Vaughn has been doing with that crew, working on a shoestring budget, so to speak, with Ben Simmons in and out the lineup, losing Nick Claxton early in the season, now losing Cam Thomas for the time that he's lost them, and that crew being predicated on defense. That was I think that was the thing for me, was the most important. I'm not solely reliant on one thing in terms of offense. Right. He let his defense create a lot of his offense. So if one of his best offensive players went down, I still got my defense. To dictate a lot of my offense. And I'm feeling that. I'm 100% feeling that. I think he's doing a great job. We had a conversation earlier about Tyrese Haliburton, and we're going to talk about him during the in-season tournament. And I'm Big Ox. I basically got introduced to a chick that I'm so feeling. Like, yo, you've been telling me about homegirl, but now you actually put me in front of her, and we get to sit down and we get to chop it up. And I'm like, yo, Ox, thank you, brother. She's dope.
For sure. Tyrese, I think Tyrese has been slept on these past couple seasons.
Right.
But it's good. It's good that he's getting to show, display his talent stuff.
Yeah, yo.
I'm like I said, I appreciate Tyrese Haliburton so much, because him being that good made us a playoff team. Him being able to acquire such a good big man in that trade. So right. I understand Tyrese's value. Did I expect Tyrese to, the past 2 years, these past 2 games, he's 37 assists and 0 turnovers?
32.
Is that correct?
32
assists. Mm-hmm. 32 assists. Shit.
0 turnovers.
How often does stuff like that happen?
I don't remember it happening in my lifetime. And again, we didn't have access to the information we got access to today. With I couldn't look up guys like Stockton. I couldn't look up guys like Magic, Fat Lever, Isaiah Thomas. Even moving forward with guys like Jason Kidd and Chauncey Billups, Rondo. Chris Paul. I don't remember a guy having a stretch like that where 30 assists, 32 assists, 0 turnovers at a 6-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. Big Ox, I almost got emotional earlier talking about him, because his brand of basketball, it's beautiful. He's the guy, if you a baller, you want to run with him. I'm actually sitting out a game to play with him. If that means that I can play with him, I'm not going to run with you. I'll wait a game and I'm running next with him, because I want to run with that dude. You can't speed him up. He very rarely takes bad shots. His decision making is grade A, 100%. With all of that being said, right? He's just getting better. And we're talking about a kid, Ox. We're talking about a 23-year-old kid who looks like he's been in the league for 6, 7, 8 years. Mm-hmm. And he looks seasoned. With that crew, he makes life less difficult for them dudes.
What you just said right there, we're at an open run. It's hoopers in here, and you like, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna run with my man Tyrese. You know what that says about somebody? That says this is a hooper right here. Like, this is a baller.
Yes.
So when you hear stuff like that, that's some of the highest praise you could give somebody in basketball, as far as I'm concerned. Like, nah, I'm gonna chill, I'm gonna run with him. But have you ever seen the video? And this is where he gets it from, I think. Have you ever seen the video of his pops in the tunnel last year? I think it was with the team, and they're just walking around, and he's just showing the guys love, talking. And he tell Buddy, he like, yo, I told Tyrese to tell you to keep shooting the ball. Something, don't. What you doing? Stop shooting. What are you doing? And then he said something to somebody else over there, like you. That's where he gets it from. I think. Just by the way, his pops is down there talking. You know, okay. I don't know his. I don't know his resume. I don't know if he played ball, if he played at a high level or anything like that. But you can tell he's. And so I don't know what his basketball IQ is or anything like that. But you could tell he's filling you with confidence. You know what I'm saying? He's telling you like, no, if you could, you know, be a killer, you know. And so I just love that type of energy. And I think the way he plays is what I seen from his father in that clip. You know what I'm saying? He's
when you get a dude like that who basically putting the battery in everybody else's back. He's the dude telling everybody, yo, you nice. You nice. If you miss a shot, I'm coming to you again. And he's making the right decisions where he sees a guy like Obi Toppin running the break. He sees a guy like the kid Smith with the glasses. He sees Smith doing the dirty work, and I got to get him a shot because I got to keep him involved. I see Obi Toppin running, and I got to get him a dunk so I can keep him engaged. I see Buddy Hield. He hadn't touched the ball in a couple of trips. I got to get him a shot because I got to get him involved in the game and keep him involved in the game. It's just beautiful basketball the way he plays, man. And I feel like in the next year, 2 years tops, we're gonna have a serious conversation, Big Ox, about him being the best lead guard in the game. It was earlier, maybe in the summertime, somebody had came up here and told me that he gave them Steve Nash kind of vibes. I don't see Steve Nash. I see Derek Harper, except a better passer. That's who I'm looking at. When I see him, I see Derek Harper, except a better passer, not just a better passer and a better scorer. And if anybody know anything about Derek Harper was hell to deal with. So imagine Derek Harper as a better distributor. Imagine him as a better transition player. That's Tyrese Haliburton. You talk about him now with the best lead guards in the game. You're talking about him now up there with the best lead guards in the game. So when I see him and I see what he does, just how his offense is, how he controls the offense, and on top of that, that he competes on the defensive end, right? The fact that he competes on the defensive end, that gives him another aspect of playmaking that we don't talk about, right? So I think Indiana got it right. I think Indiana got it right with their playmaker and their franchise lead guard. I do. Yeah. I think they got it right, man. 100% they did. They got it right.
Tyrese is nice. So I mean, hold on real quick. Let me see what this. Oh no, okay. So you said a second ago on Showtime, you said that you see him. Did you say best lead guard in the game?
We're gonna have a conversation, Big Ox. Yes, we are. I'm not saying that he's going to be the best lead guard. What I am saying is that in the next year, 2 years, we're gonna have a serious conversation. So how we talk about Luka being the best point guard, how we talk about Steph Curry being the best point. That's how we're about to talk about him in the next 2 years. And the reason why people can't see that is because all they see is shooting the long ball. All they see is scoring. They don't see what type of lead guard this dude really is. How he controls every aspect of the game. How he gets his guys involved in the game. Not just gets his guys involved in the game, keeps his guys involved in the game. Right? How he keeps his guys involved in the game. And because he keeps his guys involved in the game, he makes them so much better. I mean, this Indiana team is a top 5 seed in the East. I'm watching him last night. He ain't going bucket for bucket with Maxey. He's not doing that. See, to go bucket for bucket with somebody, that's taken away from what we're doing as a unit. That doesn't make us better. If you and me going bucket for bucket. That doesn't make us better if you and me going bucket for bucket. What does make us better is my unit, which I'm responsible for as the primary ball handler, is getting my group, getting my guys involved, keeping them involved, and getting myself involved later, and keeping the energy up, which is what he does. the dude very rarely takes bad shots. His decision making, right? His decision making is incredible. Where especially to be as young as he is, I said this earlier today. He gives me a Luka vibe in the aspect that when he got the ball, I just feel like something good is going to happen. Not Luka, I'm sorry, when Joker. That's what I was thinking about. When Joker, when Tyrese Haliburton has the basketball, I just feel like something good is going to happen. I don't know what. I just feel like something good is going to happen when he has the ball. Whether he's going to hit somebody on a dime, whether he's going to score the basketball, whether he's going to get to the rim, he's going to get guys in place. He's going to do something to give his team an opportunity to be successful. I just feel like that with him.
So Chilltown, actually, I got somebody in the back that has a little pushback for your Tyrese Haliburton argument. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up the man. Hey, Sturdy. Yo, Sturdy, you there? Okay. Sturdy, you here, bro?
Can't hear him.
Okay. Well, we'll bring somebody else. We'll get Sturdy back in a second.
We can see if we can get him back.
Yeah. Tim. What's up, Tim?
What up?
Big Ox, Uncle Chill. What's good?
What up?
What's going on, man?
What up?
What's going on? How y'all living?
Living good, Joe. Living good.
Man.
We got some interesting games tonight, man. What y'all got your eye on tonight?
Come on, man. You know what it is with me.
Well, I already know Big Ox, Lakers, Kings, obviously. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm intrigued by that 76ers Boston game. No, I'm gonna be paying attention to that. Then obviously, I'm gonna be watching my Timberwolves against the Suns. Devin Booker, Bradley Beal gonna be coming back, so that's gonna be a good challenge for us tonight, though, man. But
I'm gonna tune into that Cavs Trailblazers game tonight too. I'm definitely gonna do that. Yeah, I'm gonna tune into that Cavs Trailblazers game. So,
showing the Trailblazers some love, Chilltown.
No, I keep my eye on Cleveland because I like what they're doing up there. I like the unit that they building with Donovan Mitchell, and Evan Mobley is my guy. I'm a big Evan Mobley fan, and I just like what they're doing up there with that front line defensively. They need to get better and they need to improve. So I'm paying more attention to them.
What do you expect to see from them tonight, Chill?
What I do expect to see
Cleveland and Portland.
Well, from Cleveland, I expect to see a better effort defensively. Don't get me wrong; they ran into a buzzsaw a couple of nights ago when they played against Sacramento, and that's a good defensive team. I'm not going to fight that. That's a good offensive team that they ran into. They could do a better job defensively. Evan Mobley could do a better job on the backboard. So can Jared Allen. On the perimeter, I saw guys like Murray. I saw guys like Fox. And I saw the Euro. I saw them getting a lot of open looks. I think the communication between these guys on the perimeter with Strus, with Donovan Mitchell, with Darius Garland, I think it needs to be better. I also feel like with this group offensively, I feel like Darius Garland needs to get himself going. I see him wanting to involve guys like Evan Mobley. I feel like he needs to also get himself going too.
I feel like
some help.
Yeah, I feel like Chill, if they're gonna take the next jump, the jump that I think they can take. Evan Mobley, man, he got to get better offensively. Because
I think it's there. I do. I think it's there.
I think it's there too. But like watching like that Knicks series, man, that was a god awful series, man. He just let Mitchell Robinson just bully him that whole series, man.
Well, we're talking about a kid now, right? We're talking about a kid in year 2, right? We're talking about a kid in year 2, never been to the playoffs, anything like that, and he's 20 years old, not really, and going up against a grown up in both Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson. These are grown-ups that he was going up against. And he did what was expected. I actually expected him to be better, but I think I jumped the gun on him in that series. Everything that I thought that Cleveland was going to do to the Knicks did to Cleveland. Yeah. I expect that to be different. I do.
I got a question for you, Uncle Chill. Who you got leading the race for the deep one?
The defensive player of the year, I still think it's Anthony Davis. I think he's the best defensive player in the game. Him, Evan Mobley is at the top of that list. Him, Evan Mobley, Anthony Davis, Bam Adebayo, as of right now, Rudy Gobert. And I can appreciate the logic of Wemby. I can appreciate the logic of Wemby being a rookie and what he does in terms of rim protection. I can appreciate all of that. But when I think about the switchability that Bam has, him rebounding more this year, him being more of a paint presence. Same logic with Evan Mobley. Him switching out on the perimeter. I think he does need to get tougher. 100%. I feel like he needs to do that. Anthony Davis, I'm thinking about, with the exception of Rudy, I don't know if there's a better rim protector in the game than Anthony Davis. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Agree.
I'm not sure if there's a better. I don't think there's a better rim protector in the game than Anthony Davis. And I'm a big Evan Mobley fan, but I think that Anthony Davis could very well be the best rim protector in the game right now.
And I got one more question before I go, man. It's about my guy Ant.
Yeah,
it's about Ant, man. It seemed like, I don't know, chill, man. It seemed like he be reverting back to those old habits, man. On the long ball line, man. It's just like his mid-range game is money when he gets to the basket, but this dude, sometimes I don't understand him. Like the first game we played against Golden State, he went 1 from 9 from the 3-point line. Mm-hmm. It's like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? You better than that, bro. And then he seen late in the game in the fourth quarter, he was getting into his mid-range game. He was getting to the basket. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? If we want to take that next step into championship contenders, like, man, he gotta, I don't know, man. He gotta just tighten up though, man, with a shot selection though, man. Because sometimes it just pisses me off though, man. Like, bro, you too good, you too talented to be taking all these damn threes, especially contested threes, and then hero threes. You know what I'm saying? It'd just like against the Celtics. It was, I believe, before it went to overtime, it was like a minute left in the game. The score was 99-99. He just got to come down the lane and just jack up a long-range three. Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand that with him sometimes, though, man. But
I do. And the reason why I understand it is because old habits are hard to break, yo. What kind of league do we live in? We live in a long ball league, and that was his game. This season, I think he's shooting close to 50% in the mid-range. Yeah. So he's putting that more in his game than he did last year. Yeah. But remember who we're talking about here. We're talking about a two-guard who is basically sucked into what we're doing now, which is shooting the long ball. He's starting to put that other stuff in his game, but it's not just going to go away. It's like getting off drugs, yo. Like, you ain't just going to put the pipe down. Like, you got to have something to supplement it, right? Yeah, you got to have something to get. You have to have something to supplement it, but you still kind of easing off of it. So he's getting in the mid range,
but he ain't. But he ain't easing off of it though. That's the whole thing, though. Like he's shooting damn near like 8-9 threes still a game.
Yeah, he is. But he also, here's the difference though. He is shooting in the mid range more.
He is. Yeah, he is.
That game when y'all played against the Celtics, I think he was 17 for 30 in the mid range for the season. I mean, that's well over that's close to 50%, B.
Yeah, and what's so crazy, and I'm harping on this, and he's shooting 40% from the three, but it's just like, oh man, it'd be them games where he'll shoot 1 for 8, 1 for 10, 2 for 12. I'm just like, bro, and your voice, get off the long ball line. You know long ball line,
B. But that's a testament to how good he is, because you see what the potential is, and you see once he puts this in his game, once he gets off the long ball line as much. I ain't saying you got to stop shooting the long ball, because that's your game. But once he puts that other stuff in his game more consistently, I mean, sky's the limit for him. He's like I said, I think he's a league MVP at some point. I do. For sure. I think he's gonna win the league MVP at some point.
For sure, man.
Well, all right, Tim. Appreciate you pulling up.
Appreciate y'all.
What's up? We'll see you soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's where I'm at with him, Big Ox. I think he's gonna be the league MVP at some point. And if he's not, he's gonna be kind of like with Tim Duncan being the defensive player of the year. Okay, Tim Duncan won the defensive player of the year, but he was right there, 2, 3. That's where I think Anthony Edwards is gonna be for a long time.
Yeah, one of the better guys to not win the MVP.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's if he doesn't win it.
Mm-hmm. Got two. So
we'll get to that.
Who's more likely to win an MVP, Chilltown, in the next 6 years? Anthony Edwards,
Tatum,
or De'Aaron Fox?
Probably Anthony Edwards, because I think he's going to be elite on the defensive side of the basketball too. That's going to be where the.
You don't think De'Aaron's elite on the defensive end?
I don't think that he's what Anthony Edwards is on the defensive side. Don't forget, Fox came into the game as a defender also, playing it, but he a bucket getter too.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards, it kind of comes out more, especially late in games, him taking the assignments, him getting big rebounds. Don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I can appreciate De'Aaron Fox, his ability to defend, because you ain't playing at Kentucky if you don't defend. You're not. So when he comes into the league, he is a defender, but he's scoring the basketball. Ant come into the league, he's just a dog on both ends of the floor, and he wants to show that.
Yeah.
He wants to show, yo, I'm an all-league defender too. And I wouldn't be surprised if he actually made an all-league defensive team. Not sure if it's going to be this year, because I'm not sure he's the best. I don't think he's the best perimeter defender on his team. I think that honor goes to Jaden McDaniels. I do.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that honor goes to Jaden McDaniels. But to answer your question, I think it's Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, that's fair. Let me see. I will get to these quick super chats before we pull some more people up.
Yeah.
Liam McLean. Top 5 players right now under 6 foot.
Liam, who in the league is under 6 foot that's nice as hell? Who in the league right now that I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about the players in the league right now. If you run down the players in the league right now from the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference, who is nice as hell under 6 foot right now?
Let's go under 6'3".
Right.
Can you do 6'3"?
Okay, so let's say under 6'3". Trae Young, super nice. Kyrie, super nice. Let's see. Who else am I thinking about when I think about smaller guys? Kyrie, Trae Young, De'Aaron Fox. I think he's what is he about 6'2", 6'3", something like that?
Yeah, about 6'3".
Okay, so we can't put him in it. So no, not him. Anthony Simons, maybe? Maybe Anthony Simons.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Oh, Jalen Brunson. How tall is Jalen Brunson?
I think he's like 6'1".
Okay.
Yeah, I think Jalen Brunson is in that conversation. But it's not a lot of small guys that's under. How many guys in the league are even under 6 feet?
I don't know. I can't think of that right now.
I can't think of any guys in the league that's under 6 feet that are awesome right now.
Well,
I can't.
Well, he sent another one through too, though, that says top 5 all time under 6 foot as well.
Oh, that's a lot less difficult. I mean, Tiny Archibald. Let's see. Damon Stoudemire, under 6 foot tall. Tiny Archibald, Damon Stoudemire, Calvin Murphy. Let's see. Who else is under 6 foot? 5'11". I mean, Iverson is 6 foot. He's not under 6 foot. So small guys. Muggsy. Muggsy, Calvin Murphy, Damon Stoudemire. Who did I say? Muggsy, Calvin Murphy, Damon Stoudemire. Who else did I say?
Tiny Archibald.
Tiny Archibald. If I'm ranking those guys, Tiny Archibald, Muggsy, Tiny Archibald, Muggsy.
How tall is Isaiah Thomas?
Isaiah Thomas is 6'1". And Chris Paul was also 6'1". He was not under 6 feet. So what I want to do is I want to kill the logic
under 6 foot,
of how big these guys are. These guys are not small. These guys are like Isaiah Thomas was taller. Isaiah Thomas was definitely taller than 6 foot. He was 6'1". So same thing with Stockton. Stockton was 6'1". So yeah, Tiny Archibald, Muggsy, Calvin Murphy, Damon Stoudemire, small dudes, under 6 foot. That's all I can think about off the top of my head. Yeah, those 4.
My bad. I'm bringing up both these guys.
What up?
Fan TV. Are you starting? One of y'all got a little promotion in the bag.
What up?
No, it's salute everybody. Like my only pushback for you, Chill, is it's the Hallie thing, and I think Hallie is dope. Me personally, I only had a chance to watch 5 games of the Pacers. He's the fact that he's doing this at the age of 23, that's showing that level of IQ and versatility, can only be applauded. My only pushback I give to you, Chill, is when you say 2 years, I think we got to rekindle who's the top league guards in this league that's young, too. Obviously, Luka, obviously, Shea, but we can't forget about Fox and Ja.
Okay.
Well, it's funny, like Fox literally before last year, and I was saying this for a while. Fox was probably the most underrated player before last year, and now it seems like he's getting overlooked by next up and coming guy. When last time I checked, Fox is only 25 years old. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. He's only 25.
Correct.
So that means 2 years from now he's going to be entering his peak. That means 2 years from now Ja is going to be entering his peak, and that's another thing too with Ja. He gets left out of this conversation way too often. Like, he hasn't made improvements to his game despite the antics. Like, he hasn't become a better playmaker. Like, he hasn't gave more defensive effort and actually improved his shot selection to a certain degree.
Right.
So,
with that being said, keep going.
So my thing is, when you say he's in 2 years from now, he'll be in a serious conversation for league guard. To me, that says he's going to surpass at least 2 of those 4 guys I just mentioned.
Right.
And I just don't see that happening within 2 years. And it's not taking away anything from Hallie. It's more so reminding people of the greatness of guys like Fox and Ja already.
Right.
And they're reminding people they're only 25 years old and less.
Right. Now, with that being said, I want you to remember, I said this 2 years ago of where I felt like Jason Tatum would be in 2 years. I felt like we was going to have a legit conversation about him being the league MVP. Well, he finished 4th last year. This year, some people's eyes, including mine, he's the favorite to be the league MVP. When you look at it, and when you look at a guy like Ja, what is he more than anything? He's dynamic. He jumps off the screen with his athleticism. I'm thinking about a league guard's game. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about your game and how you affect your unit on both ends of the floor. And I look at Haliburton and I think about him as a lead guard, as a distributor, as a playmaker, as a floor general, all of those things. And in the next 2 years, because we're talking about a dude who last year he was second in the league in assists. Before he got hurt, he was leading the league in assists. Indiana was at the top of the Eastern Conference. There's a reason why they extended him the way that they extended him. They extended him because they see the future. And he is that guy in the future. So in the next 2 years, at age 25, if we're going off this trajectory, we might be I think we're going to have a serious conversation about him being the best lead guard in the game. I do feel like that, considering everything he does. And if that's going to get better, we're already talking about a dude who's running with a bunch of guys, and he's already at 12.5 assists a game, at a 6-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. And he ain't running with all league performers. He's just running with guys who he's putting the battery in their back.
Yeah, that's 100% fair, Chill. And in my opinion, like 2 years from now, he's definitely gonna be a solidified top 5 league guard, no question. And I'm just reminding people, like, especially with Ja get left out of this conversation way too much. And I think because of the antics, people don't see his growth as a playmaker, his decision making, especially in pick and roll and in transition, his effort and improvement defensively. Before those antics, man, Ja, and we already see what he does in the playoffs. Outside of getting hurt, Ja puts up
27 and 8. What was he, 27 and 8, something like that? Before he got
like
he got the nonsense, the nonsense was going on with him. He was like 27 and 8, something like that.
When he was 22, let's not forget Ja in his first playoff series was averaging 30 against the Utah Jazz. So
see, and that's where the problem is, right there. That's right. That's where the problem is, 30 right there. He was averaging 30. I'm not looking at just buckets to affect the game. I'm watching this kid Haliburton, man, and I'm telling you, Sturdy, you got to watch him. You got to watch how he affects games. See, Ja, you know what Ja is? Ja is the shiny, fast car that looks great on the road and it handles. What this kid is he's something a little bit different than that. He's something different than that. He's the guy that if you have to choose between the two, after you watch him and you've seen other lead guards, after you watch him, you go, you know what? I think I want that on my crew instead of that. Not to say that that's not awesome. I think I want that on my crew because I think that's going to make my crew even better.
What's wrong with the shiny fast car, Chilton?
Nothing wrong with the shiny fast car.
Hey, I like it for Ferrari.
If Ja's the shiny fast car, what is Tyrese?
I'm thinking Tyrese is that S550. That's what I'm thinking he is. I can put more people in it. I think I can put more people in it. I get better gas mileage. The ride is maybe a little bit more comfortable. See, in a 2-seater in that Ferrari, I mean, I don't think it handles when you it might get a little bumpy. I mean, that's 550. When you're on the road, that thing hugs the road, and you get behind it, and how you feel in it, you're like, man, I think I want to ride in that. Not to say that I don't want to ride in the Ferrari, because sometimes you do want to ride in the Ferrari, but for the majority of the time, I think I'm gonna go with the Benz.
Yeah, I just think John's athleticism distracts people from his level of playmaking, which he's an awesome playmaker too.
That's part of it.
My last question.
That's part of it, Sturdy. His athleticism. I don't want to discount that. Please don't discount that. The fact of the athlete that he is, that's part of his playmaking.
Oh yeah, and I want to make this for the record too. For those who don't know, playmaking is simply creating an advantage for your team on the offensive end. You can do that, believe it or not. A lot of people don't know this, Chill. Like, you can do that with or without the ball. So when you tell people that, they get perplexed in regards to an explanation, because we're so used to some of the best playmakers be ball handlers and passers. But I want to remind people that in the game of basketball, you can still create advantages without even touching the ball. Last question, Chill, before I get out of here. Because at Mars asked this question, I think you might know. Have we ever seen a perimeter defender like the twin from the Pistons? His name. Asor. I'm not gonna lie to you, Chill. I've been watching basketball for a while, but I don't recall a perimeter player coming in this nice defensively. Can you? I can name plenty of bigs, but I can't recall a perimeter player coming up this nice as a perimeter defender. Chill. Like, he is legit. Can we get
a little Sturdy? Can we get a little specification real quick? Because I was actually confused by what you were saying. Are you saying
Mars think he's a top 5 perimeter defender in the game today?
Yes, okay, today. I didn't hear. So
Mars thinks he's a top 5 perimeter defender. Not rookie.
So you mean coming in? Like, have we ever seen anybody coming in this good on
the perimeter? On the perimeter.
Okay, gotcha.
When the last guy we seen a rookie coming on the perimeter saying, is this guy a potential top 15 defender in the league already? Is he already a top 5 perimeter defender already? Like, when the last, if there's any, can you recall any perimeter players from yesterday?
I felt like that when Ron Artest, Middle World Peace showed up. I felt like watching him defend, how physical he was, how handsy he was. He was a little wacky, but how physical he was, I felt like I think this dude could be special defensively. And I was thinking about the defenders in the game on the perimeter during that time, and I'm thinking, could he be a top 10 defender in the game right now on a perimeter? I did feel like that. Yes, I did.
The only guy that come to mind here was Tayshaun Prince. That besides that, because remember, he came in 03, and even though he didn't get that many minutes, every time he stepped on the floor, you saw his defensive impact. Period. Off the gate.
I felt like, and this is not to slight him, but I do feel like he was the beneficiary of being on a really good defensive team. So I think that highlighted more of his. I felt like it masked a lot of his deficiencies. See, Asor is on a bad defensive team. So whatever you don't do good, if you're on a bad team defensively, it's going to get illuminated because we suck. So that stuff didn't really happen with Tayshaun because he was on a damn good team defensively. So with all his flaws, they got cleaned up by Ben Wallace, right? They got cleaned up by Rasheed Wallace. They got cleaned up by the rest of that crew. So that's not to say that he wasn't good coming in as a defender. I just feel like he had the benefit of being on a really good defensive team.
And I thought the same thing too, but then I recently saw an interview with Ben Wallace, and he was discussing why Melo wouldn't work as a rookie on that Pistons team. Because he believed the way Larry Brown was, that he would stomp Melo's growth. No, he would stomp Tayshaun Prince's growth in particular, because Larry Brown is a defensive guy. He wants guys on the floor who play defense. So during that interview, Ben Wallace was speaking high of Tayshaun Prince. The fact that he was impressed as a veteran defender himself, the fact that this rook came in, give us that level of defensive prowess early. And that's why you always gave him respect for. That's why you always gain respect from elite defenders like Ben Wallace on that team.
Big Ox, I'm standing on it. I'm dying on that hill. Larry Brown would have wrecked Carmelo. He would have wrecked him. I don't think
Ben Wallace agrees with you.
I think he would have.
Ben Wallace agrees with you.
I do.
Last thing, Chill. I'm gonna say this about get off here. Chill. This draft class, when it's all said and done, 10 years from now, we will not be surprised if this class be a top 5 class all time. This class is serious. This draft class
We got
It's
some
legit,
ballers.
Ox, I'm
Yes,
telling
we do.
you.
We got some ballers. Yes,
Yo,
we do.
y'all hit that like button, subscribe, and
We got
share,
some
bro.
ballers.
It's
Yes,
free.
we do. We got some
And
ballers.
Sturdy, I said it before. Would we be shocked if this class ends up being the class of the bust? Is it just looking like this for a week or so, or are these kids really that good?
Man. Chill say it every day. You as a scorer, you're gonna see some time on the floor, but as a defender, if you can defend, you'll always see time on the floor.
Always, Big Ox. You know that, Big Ox. You as a glass cleaner and a rim protector, you know that for a fact, Ox. If you can defend and rebound, we will find run for you.
Yeah,
and Chill,
that's how I stayed on the floor, Chill.
I've never seen this many elite defenders come in the rooks, bro. It's crazy the capabilities these rookies are displaying now.
Yeah,
it's gonna be crazy what they do in 5 years, Chill. I'm telling you, in 5 years they're gonna be different.
It's good, for sure. All right, Sturdy, appreciate you, bro.
Yo, no doubt. One love, yo.
Talk to you.
All right, catch you next time,
fam. Talk to you. Absolutely, Big Ox. You know, as a dirty work guy, as a rim protector, we will find run for you as that. And I think that the reason why we're seeing these guys like that on the defensive end is because everybody shoot the long ball.
Yeah.
Everybody, you got a bunch of athletes coming in the game. Okay, so how am I going to separate myself from Ja Morant? How am I going to separate myself from Trae Young or not Fred VanVleet? He's not in the same category with these guys. But guys like Anthony Edwards. How am I going to separate myself from these guys, right? Jaden McDaniels. How are you going to separate yourself from these guys? Well, I'll tell you how I'm going to separate myself. I'm going to separate myself by being a lockdown defender. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do all the other stuff that nobody else wants to do, and then I'll show that I can score.
Yeah. It's actually impressive, though. These youngsters coming in with this actual drive to play defense and, you know what I'm saying, and show that they are defensive stoppers. Like, I love it. I'm really happy to see it.
Yep.
And I hope we can get some more draft class like that. In the meantime, let's see. I got a super chat from Cam.
Yep.
How's it going, guys? What should teams like the Spurs, Blazers, Wizards, etc. do to build more success? Not that they'll do anything this year, but moving forward. Trade, schemes, changes.
Okay, so so with the Spurs, you already got your franchise player, right? You got your franchise player in Wemby. You got your big guy. That's the key right there. Same thing with the Blazers. I feel like they got their franchise player in Ayton. I feel like he's their guy. Ayton is their guy, and they're building that unit around him. So you got Scoop, you got Simons, you got Sharp, but I feel like Ayton is their franchise big. The Wizards, who is their franchise player? Who is the guy that you could say, yo, we building our unit around this guy? Is it Kuzma? Is it Jordan Poole? You have to have some sort of direction when you're building a unit. And once we get that one guy, right? Once we get that one guy, then we can build around him. In terms of schemes, in terms of coach changes, the Wizards don't have a direction right now because they don't have a franchise guy. The Spurs actually
chill. I mean, Jordan Poole's had more success in the league than DeAndre Ayton.
Yes, he has. But if you think about how he's had it as a rotation guy. DeAndre Ayton is a starting 5-man on an NBA finalist team.
Mm-hmm.
So not only am I a starting 5-man on an NBA finalist team, I'm a double guy. So I know what it takes. I get on the backboard. I can score in the post. I rim run. I do rim protect. I do all of this stuff. And at this particular time, I'm the most experienced and the best player on this team. So y'all should be running the O through me. At least I feel like you should be running the O through me. When you think about the San Antonio Spurs, they already have their franchise player in Wemby. They're building that unit around him. Whether Vassell, I think they inked Vassell to an extension, so he's a part of their future. Sokan is a part of their future. So how they build that unit around him shows that they got direction. Same thing with the Blazers, same thing with the Spurs. The Wizards, we got to get a franchise player first. And once we get a franchise player, then you're in business.
Okay. That's what's up. Makes sense. I wonder, real quick, let me see, because he said Spurs, Blazers, Wizards, etc. I wonder what other teams he was thinking about.
Charlotte,
yeah. But they got their franchise guy, right? In LaMelo?
Yes, they do. They got their franchise point guard. 100% they do. Mm-hmm. They got their franchise point guard.
Hakeem Delph, was D-Wade's dunk on Anderson Varejao top 5 all-time dunks?
No, it was not. Absolutely
No,
not.
it was great, but I don't think
it was fantastic, but it wasn't top 5 all time. Jordan throwing it over the top of Ewing. Let's see, Vince Carter jumping over the dude in the Olympics. Vince Carter on the baseline throwing it on Mutombo.
Kobe on Dwight.
Howard. Kobe on Yao Ming. It's a bunch of other punches that were better than that, and that was pretty. I mean, to run down the gut on a big guy, I'm a fan of that, but no, I don't think so.
So, Tom, before I pull anybody else up, y'all spoke about something earlier today, and I was upset that I wasn't able to talk about it. What happened last night? A minute and 43 seconds into the game.
We ain't even get started, guys. I'm parking the car. I ain't even in the arena yet. Like I'm still at the concession stand getting popcorn.
There's people that went to that game that didn't even get to lay eyes on Clay, Draymond, or McDaniels.
Right.
People that didn't even get to see those guys because sometimes I've gone to games at the beginning of the second quarter plenty of times.
Me too. Late in the first quarter, I've done that. That's happened. In the middle of the first, that's happened to me too, 100%. So, what happened last night? It was fireworks. It was fireworks right from the beginning. Like when I feel like when you see stuff like that, I feel like there's an agenda right from the beginning. Like I feel like the table has already been set, and I think that was because of what happened the last game with Draymond and Anthony Edwards. I feel like there was some animosity there, and these dudes think we soft, and we want to dispel that, and we want to dispel that right from the beginning. And Clay is one of those dudes who gets to yapping. I don't think that he said anything to Jaden McDaniels, but I do feel like that it's possible that the tone that the tone was going to be set between these two. I don't think they expected it to go that far.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of shoving, right? Maybe a little bit of shoving and some yapping. Yeah, Ox, you ain't nothing. Yeah, Chill, you ain't nothing either. Something along those lines. Clothes getting torn. No, that wasn't. That probably wasn't. Right. That probably wasn't part of what they were saying. What they was thinking. Now, as far as how it got worse than that, Draymond basically jumps on Rudy Gobert. Now, I said this earlier, Big Ox. There's one thing when I'm in a game with you and there's yapping going on between us. Maybe even a little bit of shoving, right? You shove me or I shove you and it's yapping. Once Draymond jumped on Rudy Gobert, we ain't playing basketball no more. Now we're in a fight. And because we're in a fight, we got to treat it as such. Which got me to thinking, who is the dude on that crew who's got a tag on him for being soft? That's Cat, right? Cat's got that tag. So what better way to dispel that myth of you being soft when Draymond got your teammate in the chokehold and you just straight swing on him and crack him. You straight swing on him and crack him.
I was losing my mind.
How you talking about Cat if you see Cat crack Draymond?
I'm gonna be like, hey, maybe he's not as soft as I thought he was.
Oh, here we go.
Like, okay, maybe he does got a little bone in him that he's pushed to the limit. He will do something because and the thing about it is you don't got to be a tough guy to protect your people. You know what I'm saying? That's just instinct. Like that's my brother right there. Right. I'm not hard by any stretch, but you're not gonna. We can't have this. I got to do something to you.
Something. And it's not grabbing your arm like get off of him. No,
chill. If you watch the film, they were getting pushed back finally. Draymond and even Cat, somebody was pushing him kind of like further into like the corner, and Cat still had his hand on Draymond's back, like on something kind of like on time. Like I'm just trying to. I'm trying to stay out of it and I'm trying to break it up. Like, hey, calm down, man.
Hey, yo,
relax,
chill out,
man.
No.
Yeah, hey, man, don't do that. But it's also like, hey,
this is a fight. This is not a basketball game anymore. We're in a fight now.
I'm watching it and I just see him standing next to Draymond, kind of like with his hands on him, kind of like doing this the whole time. couldn't believe
man,
it.
Calm down, man. Hey, man, calm. No.
How does Rudy Gobert feel after seeing that tape?
I'll tell you how you feel, Big Ox. These dudes do not have my back. Because I can tell you right now, Big Ox, you've played with guys who on that crew, if somebody jumped on them, you might look sideways. As opposed to somebody else on the crew, if somebody got in his face, you're going to handle that differently. So for them dudes, for Draymond to put him in the chokehold and for them dudes to not handle it the way it should have been handled. Not, yo, hey, man, get off. No. That tells me a lot about how they feel about Rudy Gobert. And it says a lot about that crew. Even though they did win last night.
Yeah,
even though they did win last night.
It didn't have to be that way. Like, let's say if Draymond would have just, shoved Rudy off of Clay, like, because Rudy was going to, like, kind of grab Clay, move Clay or whatever. If he just pushes him out the way, it's not going to be a big deal. But when you put him in one of these, you choking him out. Like, somebody got to do something
serious.
Yeah, and nobody wants to fight. You know what I'm saying? We just want to play basketball. Personally, I want to play ball. I'm not into fighting. But, I mean, if we have to, you making us fight now. Why would you do that? Is Draymond going to be disciplined? I heard you earlier say we need to summon the spirit of Mr. David Stern.
Absolutely, we do.
Is Adam Silver going to finally put his foot down? Like, all right, Draymond, you've gone too far this time.
Absolutely, we do. The reason why he's doing this, Big Ox, is because he keeps getting away with it, like a spoiled child. It just keeps happening over and over again, and there's no real repercussions from it, and there's no history. And for somebody who comes from an era of tough guys, Rick Mahorn, Charles Oakley, Anthony Mason, Michael Cage, guys like that, guys like that, right? To see guys stand up for other guys is very important to me. But to see guys like Draymond Green act out the way he acts and continuously do it and it not be an issue where it's basically been a slap on the wrist, right? It's basically been a slap on the wrist. Because it's been a slap on the wrist, he continuously does it. Nothing happens. So now he's at a point where the reason why he's saying what he's saying, Big Ox, when he says, yo, this is me, you got to accept me for who I am. The reason why is because he's been getting away with it. If he wasn't getting away with it, it wouldn't be this is me. He would have to switch up his style. And the reason why he hasn't, because he's been getting away with it. And I still feel like I think Draymond is a tough guy. But I do think that he's selective on who he's tough with. And that's not to say that he ain't a tough guy, but he know who to mess with and who not to mess with. Like we was talking earlier today, well, who has he not wanting smoke with? Well, think about who he has smoke with. Anthony Edwards, young dude, 2 years ago in the NBA Finals against Boston, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, young dudes, right? These are the guys. Donovan Mitchell, smaller dude. I've never seen. Remember too, Draymond Green been in the league for how long now? Draymond Green been in the league 12 years. Big Ox, you ever see Draymond get an Ibaka face when Ibaka was in the league?
Nope.
How about Steven Adams? You ever seen him get in Steven Adams face?
Nah.
I never won.
We
already know for a fact that Tristan Thompson was with all the smoke when it came to him. Tristan Thompson was with every last bit of it when it came to him. So with that being said, he knows who to mess with and who not to mess with. And a lot of these dudes are young dudes.
Right. And how many games will he be suspended, Chill, if at all? If any?
Well, they already with the Golden State Warriors, when they had this incident 2 years ago with Jordan Poole, it was I think he was suspended a game or 2 games. Now here we are again. I'm looking at minimum 5 games, maybe 10. I'm looking at minimum 5 games, maybe 10 games at minimum. No doubt about that. I'm looking at minimum because we and not because how I feel about Draymond, because I don't particularly care for him. Right. Because I don't particularly care for him because I don't care for these antics. I don't care for these antics. I appreciate a guy being a tough guy when I appreciate a guy being a tough guy when it benefits their team. Dirty work dudes, getting rebounds, diving on the floor for loose balls, being tough, right? Battling out with guys. Stuff like this right here, what you seen yesterday, I'm not particularly fond of that. The reason why I'm not particularly fond of that, because it's Draymond continuously doing this kind of nonsense and making himself a detriment to his unit.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on from that, I know we talked about that one. Anthony Davis and Desmond Bain. What was the situation with that? What was going on last night?
It seemed like it was something in the air, didn't it, Big Ox?
Yeah, I think, you know what, Chill? I think this mid-season tournament, this in-season tournament, I think it's got people really trying to compete. This is getting this is some competitive basketball. The tippers are flaring. Draymond getting thrown out back-to-back nights. I don't know. I think this, we might be onto something with this in-season tournament.
We might be, and because we on to something with this tournament, I think it's just going. I wasn't a big fan of it. I was not a big fan of the in-season tournament. I thought it was a money grab. I thought it was something that I thought it was something that was just a gimmick. But with the amount of money that now they generating, and the fact that for bragging rights, I think it does help 100%. Now, Anthony Davis last night, all that was another man getting another man off him. Off me, man. That's all that was. I scored a basket. This dude really didn't appreciate the fact that he scored, and now he wants to stand there with the ball. And Anthony Davis, being the man Anthony Davis is, get off me, which sparked some things. Now, here comes Desmond Bain, and the way a teammate is supposed to react, like D'Angelo Russell did, was straight back Desmond Bain off of him. Get your ass out of here. No. Get your ass out of here. Back off. That's the way you're supposed to react to your teammate. That tells me that D'Lo is cool with Anthony Davis. If he wasn't, then you wouldn't have seen that. You would have just saw that be what it was. D'Lo came right over there like, yo, back up. You in particular, back up. So I did see that. And I dig that about Anthony Davis. And I dig that about that Laker team. 100%. I do.
For sure. Did you see any other games you wanted to talk about from last night, or
yeah, man? I mean, that Philadelphia Indiana game. We mostly talked about Haliburton, but we mostly talked about Haliburton. Philadelphia in the regular season, as of right now, they look fantastic, yo.
Yeah, they do.
Nick Nurse, I think the addition of Nick Nurse, that offense looks faster. Not only does it look faster, you see guys like Tobias Harris getting more involved. D'Anthony Melton is getting more involved. Tyrese Maxey, him going downhill, he opened up that offense even more for all of them dudes. Nick Nurse, what Nick Nurse is doing is Nick Nurse is speeding up the tempo to make them play faster, so Tyrese Maxey can get everybody else involved. I still don't like Joel Embiid getting the basketball at the three-point line, because what he does, Big Ox, is he plays from the outside in. He don't play from the inside. He doesn't play from the inside out. He plays from the outside in. I think that if he played more inside, then I think if he played more inside and in the mid-post to start and then move himself out, I think he would be a lot more successful. Don't get me wrong. He is a bucket getter. And less is not more is not necessarily more. When I say that, Big Ox, just because you averaging 32 or 31 a game, that might not be as good as a guy that's getting 26, 27, because it might be in a more efficient, more productive way.
Right.
So I'm not completely sold on Joel Embiid playing on the perimeter, throwing the ball between his legs and wanting to showcase that. I can get with that, sure. I can definitely get with that. But I feel like if he played more from the picking and choosing more to play from the inside out than playing from the outside in, I think he would be more effective. I'm watching him last night, and he's got Miles Turner on him, and he's got him on the perimeter. And I'm thinking, when he had him on the block, where you had Maxey going downhill and getting him involved and getting the defense to spread out, where he can drop the ball off to Embiid with no help, and Embiid could go quick. Those are the quick buckets that they could get. Those are the quick buckets that they could get to help him be even more effective. And that's what he was doing last night. But then he took himself away from the basket. Then he started playing more outside in. And I feel like that hurt them.
I'm just getting lost sometimes. Like, I wonder, why are you doing that, Jamar? Or Joel? Are you just bored on the block? Like, it's too easy now? You want to, all right, I don't know. You're making it harder? You want to challenge now? I don't know, but hey, whatever he's doing, it's been working. So stick with it, you know. Besides, so tonight, besides Portland and Cleveland, you gonna tune into any more games tonight?
I'm definitely gonna check out that Boston Philly game.
Boston Philly.
Yeah, Boston Philly. That's a division game. They just beat Boston a couple of nights ago. That should be a good game. I feel like that's gonna be a redemption game, and it's always good with Boston in Philadelphia. Philly's been playing really good Philly's been playing really good as of late. I think they won before losing last night. I think they won their last 6 straight, something like that. Right, so they was rolling, right? So they was rolling, and because they was rolling, I think tonight we definitely gonna see something different with the Boston Celtics. Depending on what kind of lineup they got, is Jason Tatum going to be in the lineup tonight? Is KP going to be in the lineup? Is Drew Holiday going to be in the lineup? Is Derek White going to be in the lineup? I already said that I feel like they need to shake that lineup up. I do. I feel like they need. I wanna move Derek White to the bench. I don't think you're gonna lose him because he's a rotation player anyway. Yeah. And I want to put Al Horford out there. To be honest with you.
Yeah, to get the other guys back to their natural positions. That makes sense. They're saying in the chat that Jaylen Brown and KP both aren't playing tonight. There's that. But you know, JT still playing, so you know it's a JT versus Joel type night. We'll see how it goes.
Right.
So now that you know Jaylen Brown and KP aren't playing, you kind of leaning towards Philly?
I am kind of leaning towards Philly, but I think that their second unit, I mean Hauser, which is crazy because he's been one of the better defensive players in the game, which is kind of crazy considering that a lot of people talk about their bench is kind of depleted, but he's been one of the better defensive players in the game. I think that you're going to get some more productive minutes if both KP and Jaylen Brown aren't playing. You're going to get more minutes from Pritchard tonight, right? I'm still waiting to see this kid, right? I'm still waiting to see this kid, Brissett, more because I think that the dirty work that he does, I think that really helps them. I think that really helps them. I know that coach Mazzulla. I know that coach Mazzulla. I know that he wants to shoot the long ball more, but you got guys to shoot the long ball. If you don't have the other guys to do the other stuff more, then I'm having a difficult time seeing both of those things translate. So I'd like to see him dig more into that bench. 100%, I would. I'd like to see.
Oh, what about losing Kelly Oubre? I'm still not sure how long they're losing him. But I mean, he got hit, you know, whatever, a couple broken ribs. What do you think that's going to look like? Like, are they losing? Are they missing him? Is that going to be detrimental to them?
Yes, it is, because again, against a team like Boston, I don't think it's going to be detrimental right now because I mean Boston is down both Jaylen Brown and KP, and they're down both. So I think to take Kelly Oubre out of the lineup, I don't think that it's that much of a detriment to Philly. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. But moving forward, they need Kelly Oubre because the energy that he brings, the scorer that he is, they definitely need him. I don't think that doesn't he start for them? I don't think he's a rotation player. I think he starts.
He's been starting.
Yeah. So they definitely need him. 100% they need him. So
yeah, that's true. Let me see what we got back here. Been waiting for a little bit. I know I got y'all. Just Sean, what's up?
What up?
Hey, what's going on? I appreciate y'all letting me up here. I like to speak up here as my Pacers are doing what I knew they were going to do before the season started. I did want to say you mentioned Brissett. O'Shea Brissett's a very good player. He needs minutes. He was on the Pacers last year, but he needs consistent playing time to show you he can grab you boards. He'll play really tough defense, and he can get a couple points. He's not going to do anything, unbelievable, but he might get you an 8 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, a block.
Which is huge.
He's somebody that they should definitely try to get involved now, and he'd be crucial in the playoffs. So the Celtics is the team I really don't want to see in the playoffs. That's the one team on the East that I think right now the Pacers, we're not there yet.
I think you give Philly a run for their money. I do. I think you give Philly a run for their money. I do. I'm not all the way out on Philly just washing you guys. If the playoffs started today, I think you give Philly a run for their money, considering your rotations, considering everything that you do with Haliburton, who I got a first class ticket on the Haliburton train. I'm on it. I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. I'm on it.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I haven't been this excited about a point guard from the Pacers since Jamal Tinsley, and that was just old dude, dishing a couple 20 assist games. But like that's where it's going to come down. Like I knew we were going to win last night, just because we were playing them back to back, and I knew we'd make the adjustments. That was the best defensive game we played all year. That was the best defense we played all year. And, we got into the foul trouble. The key to that game was going to be Miles Turner. And in the first game, he got bullied by Embiid constantly. I was watching Embiid just elbow him in the stomach. He was just taking it. Last night, of course, you didn't get to see it until the fourth quarter because of the foul trouble. He came in determined. I've been watching, the post-game press conferences, things like that, get some good insight. We won that game. We pulled out the game because of Miles Turner at the end. Tyrese Haliburton kept us in. The other thing, which I like that you've seen this, is that Jalen Smith, he is going to be a future All-Star. People who don't know who Jalen Smith is right now, he's the geeky-looking strong man with glasses who got a concussion last night, who over this summer got a fadeaway jump shot and started shooting threes because all he did was practice. Be on the lookout for that man because he is a very talented player. He doesn't complain. He goes out there and plays. And if we're going to get anywhere this season, it's our bench. We got to be. We're still struggling to figure out that rotation with the guards. Are we going to play TJ? Are we going to play Nembhard? Is Mathurin gonna? Mathurin can get to the hole, but he's got to finish. Are we going to take away minutes? So, I'm excited this year. And I did just want to get your thoughts. You think Philly would be an okay matchup for us? Is there anybody outside?
I don't hate it.
Anyone outside of the Celtics that you think if let's just say season goes on, we get to the playoffs, that you think would be a tough matchup for the Pacers in the East?
So if I'm thinking about the Eastern Conference in particular, I don't love the Celtics matchup. As you know, I don't love the Celtics matchup. I don't really. I mean, Milwaukee doesn't scare me as much with you guys, and the reason why, as good as Giannis is, right? As good as Giannis is, Haliburton has shown that he can handle himself. So that means that Dame would have to just go off on him. Dame would have to completely go off on him, and he would have to continuously do that, depending on where you see them. If you saw them in the first round, now we might have a bit of an issue, and Dame would have to go off on him. That's something that's a problem. Now, in terms of their rotation guys, Milwaukee hasn't exactly blown me away with their rotation guys. I think that would be a series that ultimately Milwaukee would get you guys, but I think it would be a hard-fought series. Kind of like in 2018, remember when you were the 5th seed and you saw Cleveland, that dogfight 7-game series? That's the kind of series that I'm looking at with you guys in Milwaukee, somebody like that. Other than Boston, like I said, I don't hate the matchup with Philly. I don't hate the matchup with Philly. I'm not prepared to say that you guys can be a second-round team yet, right? Hey, I can't imagine that you guys.
Hey, that's reasonable. We have been struggling off and on. We're just about to go into another 4th year. People expected us to be underperform. We still got a long season. Who knows what could happen? We could revert. So I don't expect anyone to think that we should match up with these beasts. I think the Sixers are very good. The Celtics are very good. With Milwaukee, Dame's going to have to play some defense. I don't know where he's going to learn that by playoff time, but if we're rolling and he has to learn how to slide his feet, it's going to be an issue playing against us because you're not going to stop.
Sean, I like everything you're saying. I think you guys have a really good team over there in Indiana. That's my only thing, Sean. Did you say Jalen Smith, the future All-Star?
You did say that. Yes,
yeah, he is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I like Jalen. I've been watching Jalen. I believe where was he at? LSU or Maryland?
Maryland.
Nah, in college. Yeah. Maryland. Yeah. Maryland. Right. Remember him in college. I like Jalen Smith, but
hey, I know it sounds crazy, but
was it Maryland or was it LSU?
No, with the Maryland.
No, it was Maryland. I believe it was
okay.
He with the Maryland.
Just do me a favor you know, maybe one of these, you know, he got a concussion right now, but, you know, maybe one of these games where it's a good matchup, you see him get a play 15, 18 minutes. Watch what he has in his bag. Just be on the lookout, man. I'm telling you.
I watch him. He's got a really good mid-post game. Yes, he's a damn good transition player. He was that in Maryland. Yeah. He's got a damn good transition game. He's got a good mid-post game. Yes, he does. He can play, yo. Yes, he can play. I'm definitely not on the side of caution when I'm watching him. No, on the side of ignorance when I'm watching him. No, he can play. 100% he can.
Well, hey, I appreciate y'all letting me on here. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your
night. Yes, sir.
Sure. All right, Sean. Appreciate you.
Hey, Duke, just so you know, Duke, I did pick a side. I'm not Team Draymond. I did pick a side. You talking about pick a side with Draymond? Yeah, do something about it. And he didn't do anything to Anthony Edwards. And that's what he was talking about. I ain't talking about him. Well, I already know he's going to do goofy stuff like that. What he did yesterday, that ain't news. That's not something that's new that he's going to do. I already know he's going to do something like that. I'm talking about him with his game with Anthony Edwards. He was trying to punk Anthony Edwards, and it didn't work. So in terms of picking a side, I'm not flip-flopping here. Absolutely not. No, I am not.
Let me see. Okay. Chilton, you want to run down just a list of your top 10 defenders right now? I know we were supposed to get to that before.
Let me take a look at my defenders right now, Big Ox, because I know I got it right here. My top 10 defenders in the list has what I think it is. Nick Claxton just showed up. He's back.
Is he back?
Yeah, he's back. Nick Claxton. I had Nick Claxton at 10. And this was a couple of days ago. I mean, when was this that I sent this to you? This was last week when I sent this to you. So Nick Claxton at 10. I had Jaden McDaniels at 9. I had Alex Caruso at 8. I had Giannis at 7. I had Triple J at 6. I had Bam at 5. I had Rudy Gobert at 4. I had Drew Holiday at 3. I had Anthony Davis at 2 and Evan Mobley at 1. And that's who I think the top 10 defenders are in the game right now. And your order might be a little bit different, but I think that Jaden McDaniels is a better defender than Alex Caruso. I think Alex Caruso may be a better on-ball defender. I think Jaden McDaniels is a better all-around defender. I think he's better at beating Alex Caruso. I think he's better at beating guys to spots. I think he's a better recovery defender. I think he's better in getting to the basket and protecting the rim. I think he's better than Alex Caruso at that. Drew Holiday in terms of a perimeter defender. I gotta watch this kid Thompson more. I haven't really been paying a lot of attention to him, but apparently this Detroit team is something serious, right? And this Detroit team is something serious. When I mean it's something serious, I mean this Detroit team is young and they're not very good. So he is something serious. So I got to start paying more attention to him. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I have to. I watched a couple of Detroit's early, but I got to start paying attention to them. It's only, hey, Chilton, I'm not sitting in my room with 5 TVs. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard.
I got the one right here on the wall. That's it.
But my thing about it is it's hard for me even to do that because sometimes I'll have my TV on, my laptop on, and my
James
phone.
B, stop talking to me. Hey, James B, stay with your minions. This is what I want you to do, James, because all you and the rest of your minions, all you dudes do is come in here and insult me and crack jokes on me. But now you want to talk basketball and tell me to watch Detroit. I'm good on you, B. Please, enough already. I'm straight on you, my man. Stay. Keep the same energy that you have with your boys, right? So keep the same energy, town, and all those goofy jokes, town. Yeah, keep all of that stuff with them dudes. As you were saying, Big Ox.
Yeah, so even watching games like that, having one on the TV, one on my laptop, one on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I'll eventually get caught up watching one of them and almost forget the other one's on. Like,
It happens.
So it's like, man, I gotta go one game at a time. I might switch from quarter to quarter or something.
I'm trying to watch. Who was I watching? I wanted to watch Oklahoma City and San Antonio, which was very underwhelming last night. Big Ox with both Wemby and Chet, right?
Yeah.
Both Wemby and Chet. That was very underwhelming. But I'm getting wrapped up in this Philly Indiana game. So I'm trying to watch this. I'm trying to watch this game and this game at the same time. No, that's not working. So now I had to pick one. So I ended up watching the Indiana Philly game. That's where I was.
You know what? Speaking of Wemby and Chet, I was driving earlier and I heard Lamont say on his stream that the NBA is trying to create a rivalry between Wemby and Chet. Saying that, you know, things just trying to like replaying that over and over of Wemby when he elbowed him and got the dunk and stuff. And he's saying like that's basically what they're trying to create. Right. My thing is, be that as it may, if that's true or if it's not true, which I'm pretty sure it is true. But for me, I'm like, shouldn't that be a rivalry anyway? Shouldn't Chet and Wemby, shouldn't they already? I mean, respectfully or disrespectfully, however, I prefer obviously respectfully, but respectfully, shouldn't we already hate each other on the hoop court? Like, I should be coming at you every time I see you. It should be no love on the hoop court. Am I wrong? Am I seeing this wrong?
No, you're exactly right about that. But me as the promoter, it's my job to enhance that a little bit more. I mean,
right.
You know you don't like this dude, and even if you like him, you know it's a rivalry between you dudes. But the rest of the people don't know. So that's my job as the promoter to give you a little nudge so everybody will start tuning in when you dudes and create a narrative between you guys to, in the words of Jay-Z, start an ill rumor, make you flip on those C's just to create the narrative to get people sucked in where they check you out and they're like, yo, what's going on here? What's the deal between these guys? Well, they are the future, right? They are the future of the NBA. Not only are they the future of the NBA, not just by narrative. These dudes can play. And this is what the NBA is about to look like. And it's our job to enhance that. It's our job to pump that even more.
Yeah. Well, I definitely understand that.
Yeah.
But they shouldn't even have to. It should be just we're not allowed to be friends, if you ask me. Like them two are not allowed to be friends. They need to be going at it. We need that. That's how it should be. But let me see. I got this one. He doesn't agree with you, Chilltown. PTR J-Wop says, Evan, better than AD. Be serious, bro. Like, be serious.
Okay. All right. Mm-hmm. I think he's the best defensive player. I think there's a difference between playing the best and being the best. I think Evan Mobley is. I mean, when I look at Anthony Davis, I think he's playing like the best defensive player in the game. I don't feel like Evan Mobley is playing like the best defensive player in the game. But I do think that he is the best defensive player in the game.
Right. All right, let me see. We got Cash Out Abu.
What up?
Yo, what's going on? What's going on, Ox?
What up?
On, Chill?
What's up?
I got a few things to get off my chest. I'm not gonna lie. First, number one, I'm not liking how ESPN got. Who is it? What's his kid?
Come on, fam. You said you got something on your chest. What's on your chest?
Yeah, you're right. Derek White is not in the top 100. There's something got to be wrong about that. And number two,
what about Russell Westbrook being 94th or some nonsense like that?
I don't know about that.
The hell is that?
And number two, Ron and Ticket always on Boston's. I'm not going to say that word, but they discredit them every time they win. They don't give them no credit, but when they lose, they want to just slander them. I don't understand that.
Haters. That's what it's called.
But then
that's what it is.
At the same time, we got Ticket talking about Bucks got a bench better than the Celtics. You can't name me 5 or 6 players on that bench that's better than the Celtics bench. You got players like Lamar Stevens on the Boston Celtics. You don't get no playing time, but he was on the Cleveland Cavaliers playing big roles for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Yep. You got Delano Banton. Who else?
Brissett.
You got Brissett. You got Haluk.
Mm-hmm.
You got
Cornette.
No, I'm out on Cornette.
You straight?
Yeah, I'm out on him.
Okay.
He cannot guard for nothing. I was thinking about trading.
Well, he a long ball shooter. That's his job. He just a shooter. He comes in and shoots the basketball. That's it.
I was honestly thinking about trading him for James Wiseman. That's it. What you think about that?
That's another big body. The problem that I'm having with James Wiseman is that I'm not sure he know what he's doing, man. And like to get on another team, like what's going on in Boston, who they shoot the three like the Golden State Warriors do, that doesn't help James Wiseman's game. It doesn't. It does not.
But honestly, as a Boston fan, it be sometimes Boston be forcing too much threes. You gotta at least take it to the rack. You feel me? Like
no, that's his get. That's what Mazzulla is trying to sell. He wants to. I think they shot 42 threes last year, and I think they're in the mid 40s this year. That's what they're doing.
He gotta do something about that. But I was hearing some trade rumors about Alex Caruso for Payton Pritchard. You think that's a good deal?
There's no way Chicago is giving Boston Alex Caruso. After Boston just got Drew Holiday, there's no way.
Anything is possible. Brad Stevens been cooking up.
I mean, it could be possible, but they're not getting him for Payton Pritchard.
No,
it's going to be some draft picks involved. It's going to be something like it's.
Yeah, we got some draft picks. We got some draft picks.
It's going to have to be a gang of them because Alex Caruso is probably their most valuable player.
And on top of that, there's no way Pat Riley just lets them hand over Caruso to y'all. He's not trying to hear that. No.
Oh, no way, Pat Riley.
Honestly,
no, he's not trying to hear that. No.
I feel like Boston dropped the gun when they were supposed. I feel like they were supposed to pick up Christian Woods, honestly, because they don't got no big man, and I feel like he was going to be a great fit on Boston coming off the bench with Derek White. Because Al Horford is getting old. I'm not going to lie to you, but that's basically it.
All right, brother. Good to talk to you.
All right, bro. Appreciate you pulling up.
All right.
No doubt. Yeah, that's not happening, Big Ox.
What's wrong with you,
Not happening.
Tell you a lot of them.
Nah, he always got issues, yo. Always. Every time he come in here, he want to curse somebody out. What's up, Lee? What's on your mind? You already got us in trouble before.
And you on mute, Leaf. What's up?
You already got us in trouble before. We can't go outside because you came in here. Came in the house screaming. Did he come in the house screaming? Did he not?
Came in the house screaming. Ain't say hello to my mother.
Nothing. Now we in trouble, and Ma already said that now he can't come over no more.
Good.
We let you back. We let you back over. God. We let you back over. But here we go. What's up, Lee? What's on your mind?
You ain't even supposed to be in the house.
You know how much trouble we get in if Mom come in here and she see you? Holy man.
First off, moms love me. She know how bring respect. Brother Evans, Brother Womack. Good evening.
In effect, what up?
I'm gonna get right into this Golden State issue because I was watching a couple of games. I was watching my Nets and doing a podcast play by play for Mons, but I did tune into the whatchamacallit game. The Minnesota Timberwolves was focused on winning the basketball game. That's why nobody raised their hand or did any of those things, man. And all of the things that you talking about. Now I understand you from the old school. Yo, you got to put hands on somebody if they put hands on yours. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that. But the bottom line is the Minnesota Timberwolves. You told me the other night when Draymond tried his little antics talking about what you gonna do about this. Like Anthony Edwards standing there like, yo, you still gonna have to face me, man.
Yep.
You still gonna have to see me, man. Watch what I do in this fourth quarter. We're gonna beat y'all ass on the scoreboard. And that's what they did. And that's what they did last night. And what I saw from Draymond and Klay Thompson, I saw two dudes that didn't want to play the game without Steph. That's what it was, man. And you could tell Sister Haley, and you could tell Sheldon Williams Jr., and you could tell all them other Golden Fake minions that I said it.
Is that what you call it, Leaf? Was that Mike Tyson getting in the ring with Vander Holyfield? Like he didn't really want to be
and ready to bite his ear off because he didn't win a box.
Is that what it was?
That's exactly what it was. That's exactly what it was.
Okay. All right.
And Rudy Gobert said exactly that sentiment after the game. Now the thing that you think Rudy Gobert is mad at Damo had brought it up last year. I was ready to swing it. Y'all ain't take up for me then. Y'all ain't take it from me now. A lot of people was joking in the chat, even myself, about the COVID situation. He owed people for COVID, whatever. But keeping it basketball, that's how Minnesota Timberwolves kept it last night. They was there to win the basketball game, man. They was there to whoop ass. That's what they was there for. And it's turning them into a damn dead serious basketball team.
Yeah.
And that train that you was talking about, the Minnesota Timberwolves train.
You on it? You getting on it?
Listen.
Uh-oh.
Listen. I'm gonna say this. And you know how I feel about the young guys and the young teams, man. Anthony Edwards, man. The bottom line is, man, these 2010s dudes got to go. They got to get the fuck on.
You've been saying that.
I've been saying that,
and
and in the last 3 years, we seen Memphis try to show Golden State the door, couldn't do it. We seen the Kings try to show them the door last year, couldn't do it. And now it's Minnesota's turn. You know what I'm saying? So the reality is.
Oh, you know what, Leaf? I'm happy you said that, Leaf. I'm really happy you said that because I meant to say something to you earlier, Chilton. Good looking, Leaf. You put this back on my mind. Chill.
Right.
Isn't it crazy? Anytime one of these younger teams comes up and they start showing promise in the West, Draymond tried to bully him. Remember with Memphis? Now with them?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do remember
Did we not watch Jordan Poole grab Ja Morant's knee? Did we not watch did we not watch Draymond step on Sabonis' chest? Did we not watch him do the antics in the other game where Anthony Edwards went off the other night, and then last night with the headlock? This is all a pattern here, and I'm one of the few people on this planet that understand what the pattern is. Draymond Green and Klay Thompson did not want to play without Steph last night. It's that simple. It's just that simple.
I don't know about that, Leaf.
Oh, I know about it.
I don't think Klay Thompson grabbed Jamie McDaniel's jersey like, man, I'm about to get kicked out of here. I don't want to play without Steph.
I don't think that's where they wanted it to go. I don't think that's where he wanted it to go. I think that it was supposed to be it was just supposed to be some pushing, some shoving. That was it. I don't think that it was supposed to be anything else but that.
When have you ever seen Klay Thompson in an incident that crazy?
Never. I've never seen it. I say he didn't get crazy though. That's what I'm saying. He didn't expect it to get that crazy. I seen him with a little bit of back and forth with Devin Booker, right? I seen him get into a little Jordan with guys from time to time. But anything like that to that magnitude, it's never gotten that serious.
And the Devin Booker incident was crazy about that. He actually explained. He was like, Devin was just cooking me that night. I got in my feelings, man. He actually said that on the podcast.
Which is corny as hell. Like if you get your ass bust, you get your ass bust.
It is corny, but you know who's responsible for this behavior? Draymond Green. Draymond Green is responsible for this behavior because the whole shit. Remember that 2019 season where Steph only played 3 games and Draymond was out there to fend for himself.
Right.
In a whole bunch of games, he was just getting kicked out, and Charles Barkley did. He got his good old triple single, man. Y'all gonna stop telling me about dudes that's sitting behind and co-signing and getting in the back seat when they boys is out there. He all good, man. When he out there by himself, he ain't ready to fight. He ain't ready to rumble. Like he ready to get kicked out because his boy ain't with him. That's some punk nigga shit right there, man. Like, pardon my language. But
Leaf, this is a family show.
Pardon my language. But
my
bad. But about the Haliburton thing. Damn. What was it? 30-something assists with no turnovers or something like that.
32 assists, 0 turnovers.
32 assists, and I went on your channel the other night. And we had this conversation, and I said Maxey, and I was ranting and raving about Maxey as a lead guard. I think it's something to be noted. The ascension of Tyrese Haliburton is something to watch. This is the number. By the way, this is the number one offense, not just the number one offense, the number one pace, but the number one offense in rating, pace, and by points per game in the league right now, and that's something to be said for it. By that standard. In the East, it's the Eastern Conference. At some point, you got to play some defense. You know what I'm saying? So all that offense, and you getting everybody involved, and you unlocking Obi Toppin as a rim runner and as a lob threat, and you unlocking him, and you getting him going, man, and you getting all these other guys in the easy buckets. Very simple passes, man. And the thing is, simple is the best thing. Making the best play.
Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yes, and exactly. This is something that Legend of What holds against Stockton, and he's probably gonna hold against him, man, with these quote unquote simplest passes. I would now, as far as him being a better lead guard over the Lucas and the Ja Morants and all of these guys, I think there's something to be said about that because when Ja Morant comes back, all hell gonna break loose.
Is it though? Is it?
You think it ain't, man? We talking about a Ja Morant. The second that he came to Memphis, they got better and better and better and better.
Yes, they have. But they've also gotten better with that unit. Now, if you're looking at what they're doing in Indiana, you're looking at what they're doing in Indiana, how they building that unit, how much better he's gotten because of them. Don't get me wrong, Ja is awesome, but they was winning without Ja. They dealing with a whole bunch of other stuff right now. They're dealing with a whole bunch of other stuff right now.
I need to say something about that. They was winning with Ja being the only major injury. Remind you, they still had Steven Adams, they still had Brandon Clark, and they still had Tyus Jones, who is suffering out in the Washington with one of the most comedy teams in of that we've seen in our lifetime with the Washington Wizards, man. And but he was a great backup for them. You had the identity of their team really was the fact that they rebounded. They got on the boards. They got on the boards a lot. Steven Adams, Brandon Clark, and then you had Triple J to mention with that. They was rebounding, and they was top of rebounds outside of Milwaukee in the league for the 2 years that those guys was healthy. So that was one of the key identities to their team. When Ja Morant was out there, it was times where everybody was just standing around and watching him. Mm-hmm. Being so dynamic and being so fast and being that Ferrari that you talked about.
So wait a second, Leaf. Are you saying would Ja still have time to save the season?
No.
It depends on what they look.
I don't know.
Well, I will say this. It depends on what they look like when he gets back. If they still at single digit wins when he gets back, it's gonna be a lot.
What's their record right now? They won one game.
They won in 8. No, they won in 8.
Yeah, come on.
No, they got 2 wins.
Who else did they beat?
They beat the Clippers, and that's it.
That's it.
No,
they ain't beat nobody else.
They beat somebody else.
They didn't beat nobody else.
I promise you, they 2-8, man.
And not only that. So Marcus Smart is out the lineup too. He broke his ankle yesterday, so he out the lineup.
Yes, he did. Yes,
so
he did.
That's gonna be a problem too.
Yeah,
it's a bad team right now. It is.
Yeah, one more thing before I go. Listen, now about the Nets, I jumped on the Ben Simmons nerve irritation. They're saying that that's a pinched nerve in his back. I have to agree with Mars. It might possibly be cooked. I'm still on the left side Kai Jones train. I posted a whole bunch of stuff on Twitter, and I forwarded a whole bunch of stuff on Twitter at the Brooklyn Nets on it at the whole bunch of coaches.
Didn't Kai Jones just have a mental breakdown or something?
I don't know. Not
story is for him, to be honest.
No. I don't know the too much of the story on it. But
I don't know. But that's what I mean. If y'all make that move, that could go good, Leaf. But we got to keep it moving. Got a couple more fellas in the back. Appreciate you pulling up, though, fam.
All right, Bobby, brother. Man. I'll see you later on, man.
All right, bro. All right. I want to know who else Memphis beat.
I don't think they beat anybody else.
I need to.
I'll look it up.
They are 2-9.
Okay, look, they beat Portland.
Okay, they beat Portland. I wasn't sure who else they beat. All right.
When did that? I don't remember that, but still.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't see it for him. Yeah. By the time, I mean, what is the potential record? Was it Jaws out 25, right?
Right.
So if let's
what
say
what them looking like 7-13 or not like 7-18.
It could be.
How we gonna make that up?
It could be 5-20.
Like how we gonna make that up? 5-20 when we get Ja back in the line. How?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't see it happening, but hey, I'm pulling for everybody this year.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Got the youngster. Got Jay back here. We'll bring him up. What's up, Jay?
What up?
Can y'all hear me?
What up?
Yo, chill. I told you about this Milwaukee Bucks team that this defense was going to be a major issue for them.
I told you about that. I told you that losing.
I was the one who was saying this trade was not going to be good because Dame is not going to be playing defense, and you told me that I trust that unit to protect Dame, and it's not working. I remember explicitly telling you that, and you told me I trust that unit to protect Dame coming into the playoffs, and I'm telling you now that defense on that Milwaukee Bucks team is going to be what's going to screw them in the playoffs. Can you hear me? Is he there?
I think we might have lost Chilltown.
Oh, okay. I thought he froze. I thought I froze.
What up, Chill?
What up, y'all? Let me see. Give Chilltown a couple seconds, but we about to end pretty soon anyway. So if he doesn't come back pretty soon, we're gonna have to cut the stream here. But I'm gonna give him a minute or so to get back. Did y'all got anything y'all want to get off y'all chest anyway? I know Chill's not here, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all could, if you got something you want to get off, go ahead real quick. Any hot takes, anything. Here is your chance.
Well, actually, I had a question for you, Big Ox.
Okay, what's up?
That Sacramento Kings team, what do you think they're going to be looking like in the playoffs? Like, you think y'all are making a final?
a deep second round run. If we get the proper matchups, we'll be in the Western Conference Finals.
So you guys think your conference final at best, and what's at worst? Second round.
At worst is not making the playoffs.
At worst, not making the playoffs.
The worst. Yeah, the worst is that we get that we missed the play-in. Worst coming to worst, we a 12 seed. But
I know De'Aaron Fox has been hurt lately. I know he's been hurt recently. He's back in the lineup though, right?
De'Aaron Fox is back. Yeah, he came back night before last, and we won that game against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then he'll be playing tonight too against the Lakers.
Yeah, I got the Lakers winning that game.
What you say, bro?
I got the Lakers winning that game. I ain't gonna hold you. They ain't got nobody.
How they gonna do that?
They ain't got nobody to guard Anthony Davis. It's like
y'all said they said that the other week we beat the Lakers and they had Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis was on the team when we beat him the last game.
He wasn't fro. He was a fro Anthony Davis though. Ox.
I don't care about what his hair is, bro. We beat this
team.
He
ain't braiding his head. That's why he playing like this. He can't braid his hair, man.
I'm talking about actual basketball, brother. You talking about some superstitious hair and fro and stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about actual basketball. We just beat the LA Lakers and Anthony Davis was.
I got too much money on him, man. He better.
Big Ox. Do you think we're in the future? Possibly when Steph leaves the game, do you think the conversation for who the best lead guard is going to be Luka, Haliburton, and De'Aaron Fox? Do you think De'Aaron Fox makes it into that best point guard conversation in the league?
Why nobody say Devin Booker, man? Why nobody?
Devin Booker's not. He's not really a point guard.
He said a guard. He said a guard, right?
Sorry, I meant point guard. Okay, sorry about that.
Yeah, I think De'Aaron Fox is already in that conversation.
Why you put Luka in there? Luka is a point guard, y'all.
He is. He facilitates the offense. He runs the offense like a guard does. Yeah, he does his job. And he's also listed as a point guard too.
That's crazy.
Him and Tyrese Haliburton and De'Aaron Fox, I think, are going to be in that we're going to have serious conversations about which one of those three is going to be the best point guard in the league.
De'Aaron Fox was a top 5 point guard last year, and I told everybody that last September that De'Aaron Fox was a top 5 point guard.
He was keeping up with Ja Morant.
People crucified you.
He almost got kicked off the show. So
people crucified you for that.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
I said Domantas Sabonis. I said Sabonis was a top 10 center and almost got kicked off the show.
You can't name 10. You can't give me 10 bigs that are better than Domantas Sabonis. You can't give me 10.
Well, because he got out rebounded in the playoffs last year, people will just say anything.
Well, you can't discount the regular season as well.
His competition was Anthony Davis. So that was so hard to get the pass.
So are we just judging players based off of what they do in the postseason, not in the regular season at all?
Because the postseason count more than the regular season, really.
We're just discounting.
I disagree because you got to think about it this way. How do I get my seeding in the playoffs? How do I make the playoffs? The regular season is just as important, if not more important than the playoffs. The playoffs has a lot to do with matchups. You can lose to an inferior team in the playoffs because the matchups, and you got to beat this team 4 times. You got to get your right seeding, and you get that by how you compete in the regular season. So to discredit the regular season, I think is crazy.
I'm not discrediting it, but I'm saying playoffs is way more important. That's why they did the play-in tournament, to make it more easy for people to get into the playoffs. Like you have a chance.
I hate playing tournament.
I say that's even more important. You have a tournament before the playoffs. That's even more important. You feel me?
So let's just take somebody like Jimmy Butler. Is his regular season performance that just doesn't matter? That doesn't matter.
Remember,
despite the fact that
my point. Like even as players, when you play bad throughout the season and then you turn up in the playoffs, what that say a lot? That say a
But
lot.
wouldn't
Like,
that? But again, you have to play good in the regular season as well, because you could have,
I know,
again,
but
just
I'm saying some people don't
Just
though.
said it's all
It be
about
some people
matchups.
that don't. Like
If
Jimmy
you're a
Butler don't
low
play as
8
good as he
seed,
play in the playoffs. He don't
if
play
you're
as
a low
consistent.
if you're a low seed making it into the playoffs, but you raise your performance. I'm sorry, if you're a low seed
He
in the regular
8 seed.
season and you go into the playoffs and you play, like, let's just say the number 1 or number 2 seed, whichever one of the best teams in the league, and you lose because you could have performed better in the regular season, that's on you.
But he won, so you got to give Jimmy Butler that credit.
Well, Jimmy Butler showed that he had no business being in the finals.
But it happened. It happens.
It happened, sure, but
that's why I'm saying
you got gentlemen swept.
It's not about getting the best record. Sometimes it's like Ox said, it's about that matchup. That is important. I'm not saying the regular season is not important. I'm saying it is what it is when you come to the playoffs. And who was I facing? That's who they looking for. Who he's already facing throughout the playoffs or the tournament before the playoffs. Who y'all want to face? That's what they strive for. That's how the Lakers got to the Western Finals last year too. They look for their matchups. They was winning games. They knew they had to win most of the games throughout the last half of the playoffs. Mm-hmm. They just knew they had to do that.
But Uncle Don, you what you had when you came up? What was you trying to get into?
No, I always talk about the Lakers and Brooklyn Nets. That's my 2 teams. That's all I was gonna say. My hot takes, man. Lakers winning it this year. That's all.
The Lakers
winning the championship. They're not getting past my Celtics.
You know this, Ox. We always.
They're not getting past my Celtics. I can guarantee you that.
Jay, you don't even got to worry about the Celtics. They're not getting out the West.
They're not.
They're not getting. Even if they do make the finals, though.
I don't think the Celtics.
I'm hoping for
East,
it.
So I don't think the Celtics getting out the East.
Man,
I don't think so.
With that weak ass Milwaukee Bucks team, with that no defense Milwaukee Bucks team,
we don't got to worry about no Clippers. We ain't got to worry about no Suns no more. They out of there. We worry
Clippers,
about the Rockets.
Clippers.
Why the Suns? Why are the Suns not a threat?
They not. Not the past 2 games.
Because you got to play defense in the postseason.
They not showing us they threat. They don't have a big man that threatens us. Like they messed up when they got rid of
Nurkic just played real good against AD.
Huh?
Nurkic just played real good against AD. As good as you can expect.
Just put up 30-something points on him still.
Well, Big Ox, you know, what's the story?
I said, you got it when you're playing against one of the best players at their position. You got to expect the stats to be
I know.
To look nice. But Nurkic still played a good game.
Yeah.
The Suns don't need Nurkic to outplay AD.
Yeah, he needs to play defense. He needs to stop AD. He do need to stop AD.
Well, that's hard, bro.
Well, it won't matter. It won't matter much if in the postseason Kevin Durant goes and gets hurt again. I mean, that's the story with KD that's been in the past few years. He's gonna get hurt in the postseason.
I'm not gonna
That's the story. It doesn't matter. Nurkic can play all the defense he wants. If KD goes and rolls his ankle and the shoot around again.
Until somebody gets hurt, why are we talking about people being hurt?
Because there's a pattern, Big Ox. This is the pattern with KD. When he wasn't hurt in the 2021-2022 season,
it's literally not a fact. It's literally not a fact that he's going to get hurt.
He got hurt in Golden State. He got hurt in Golden State. He gets hurt in Golden State. Got hurt in Brooklyn, and now he got hurt in Phoenix. This is a pattern.
Look, you got 2 super teams that's injury prone. Clippers and Suns. They all get injured. All of them. Can't tell
not only that, you got a guy on the Clippers team who doesn't want to conform to a system. Apparently, he is a system. You got Kawhi Leonard.
He be taking days off.
We already know what Kawhi Leonard is in the postseason. He's gonna get hurt. You got Paul George, same story. We got Russ. So Russ is gonna be basically all on his own.
That's the engine
Russ
right there. Engine that good.
I can't hear that being the reason why somebody's not gonna win because they got injured before. Until somebody gets
your
hurt,
best player's got to be there.
My thing is, until somebody gets hurt, I don't want to talk about him being hurt. And
but look at that. Even if they still playing now,
even if they have an injury,
when they are healthy, they're balling out of control.
They all was balling yesterday. They still lost.
Yeah, but it's always but Big Ox, that's always the story. When they're healthy, when are they healthy?
Yeah, he's talking about that.
When are they healthy? That's always the story. When they're healthy, it's the same thing with Kawhi Leonard. When Kawhi is healthy, he's a top 5 player in the league. When is Kawhi ever healthy?
He's healthy right now.
He losing.
Supposedly.
Supposedly, what are you talking about? How
What's
can you
supposedly?
supposedly?
I
How
gotta
can you
agree with
supposedly
that.
be healthy?
Watch
On that note, bro, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down.
All right,
Appreciate y'all.
Seahawks.
Appreciate y'all
you,
pulling up though. That was
Good
too
luck with
much
that
narrative.
Sacramento Kings
Too
team,
much
man.
going on.
That was too much narrative for me to handle at one
Yeah,
time.
it was a lot. It was a lot.
All right, see you,
all
big
right,
dog.
y'all. Appreciate it.
Anytime.
All right, y'all. We appreciate y'all pulling up to another episode of Chill with Chill. Due to some technical difficulties, we couldn't get the man back on, but it's all right. We'll be back on Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So y'all know where to be.